Hey, yo, what's good? Hulk Hogan has been fired from the WWE, according to reports all over the internet. I'll put one in the description by the Daily Beast. Hulk Hogan was fired over racial remarks he made on a sex tape he did 8 years ago, where he said a few racist remarks in that sex tape. So to clarify, he is not fired because WWE is a PG company and he has a sex tape. Even though Triple H says that China could never come back to the WWE because she has a sex tape. No, 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 no. Sex tape is cool. The racial remarks Hulk Hogan made in that sex tape is what got him fired. So Hulk Hogan being racist got him fired. There's another interview online. I will also put that in the description where he's on a radio show and he's discussing an incident he had with Booker T, where Booker T was having a promo and he's like, Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, nigga. And he just says that on TV, and then you could see Booker T in that interview just hold his head like, oh, did I just say that? So Hulk Hogan was talking about how everybody he would live in Miami, and how everybody just kept calling him that. And he was cool, and he would call him that back. So some reports say that that's what got him fired, but it was racial remarks. And apparently, Hulk Hogan's name is off the Hall of Fame now from the WWE website, and all mentions from him on the website are almost completely erased. He only has like a few articles of him if you look up his name. No Hulk Hogan merchandise can be bought from the WWE website anymore. He is fired. His name is off the Hall of Fame list in the WWE website. So basically, he is giving the Chris Benoit treatment. Hulk Hogan who? He never existed. And we're not talking about, yes, I would like WWE to mention Chris Benoit at least once in a while because he was a great wrestler and he still made a bunch of money from the company, but he wasn't the star. He wasn't ever the guy. Hulk Hogan is the biggest star in WWE history. He changed the face of wrestling with Hulkamania in the 80s when he became WWF champion, beating the Iron Sheik. And you're just going to fire this man, and you're just going to fire him and erase all mentions of him when he's the most significant figure in your company's history over some remarks he made? Where's the loyalty, man? This man has made you the most money for your company than anyone else, maybe except for Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. But he is your biggest star. He transcended wrestling. He made wrestling into an international product, man. This isn't anybody. Where's the law? And he could still make you money, man. Does everything have to be PR? Can people not just... I get it. I don't agree with racism either. But Hogan apologized. He said on Twitter, he said, it was unacceptable for me to have used that offensive language. There is no excuse for it, and I apologize for having done it. So he said his racist remarks. I don't agree with racism, but he should not have gotten fired. At least if you're going to fire him, don't erase all mentions of him on your website like if he didn't exist. And WWE has said nothing of why he has fired him. They just said that they fired him. This is so hypocritical. So Vince McMahon once called Booker T a nigga. On TV on Raw, man. He called him that. Booker T to his face, dude. There's no racism doesn't exist, Vince. When was your last black WWE champion? When was the last time a black man was the face of your company? Since The Rock? The Rock was a star like maybe back in 2002, he was still a star. 2003, then he left the WWE, came back. But if a black man has to be as charismatic as The Rock to become WWE champion, and I'm talking about the WWE champion, not the World Heavyweight champion, which never was as important as the WWE championship. If a black man has to be as charismatic as The Rock to be WWE champion, man, it is really no hope. And there's never been a full black, because The Rock identifies as Samoan. He got that Samoan tattoo. He always says he's Samoan. So technically, he's a Samoan world champion, not a black world champion, because he doesn't identify as black, even though he is half black. But you could put The Rock in that. He is the first and only black heavyweight WWE champion. I mean, WWE, man, you just making yourself look bad. All those racist gimmicks throughout the years, man. Kamala, he was from an African tribe, the Ugandan giant. He had face paint and everything. Umaga, he was a Samoan wrecking machine, basically a wild Samoan guy, with face paint too. The Mexicans, they came in the ring with the lawnmower. Crime Time, it was a black tag team, and they would steal everybody's things. So Vince McMahon firing Hulk Hogan for being racist. You had Ted DiBiase back in the 80s with his assistant Virgil, who was basically his slave. Basically, man. And you're gonna fire Hulk Hogan for some racist remarks? Damn, it's like people can't even make a mistake nowadays, man. People can't speak their mind. And again, I don't agree with his statements, whatever they were in that sex tape or in that interview. The interview was just a calm conversation he had with another black man. And if he was cool with saying that, I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be cool with me, because it was in the context of that interview in the radio. Sometimes I hate this social media age, man. Everything is scrutinized. You need to be perfect. You need to ride straight all the time. God forbid you make a mistake or say something that someone doesn't agree with. Oh, you're fired, dog. You're fired because you said that 8 years ago. He apologized. The thing that makes me the most sick is that he's Hulk Hogan. If it was a lower tier guy, it's like, okay, you were probably gonna get fired anyway because you're not as good, or you probably couldn't make that much money for the company. But Hulk Hogan was still making money for the company, giving him the Chris Benoit treatment. When I don't agree with erasing history anyway. Chris Benoit killed his son and his wife. Then he killed himself. That's why WWE doesn't mention him. And I understand that. But I still don't agree with erasing every mention of him. Because you can't erase history, and the people will remember that. And people will remember Hulk Hogan. You think people will forget who Hulk Hogan is when Hulk Hogan is the WWF? No Hogan, no WWF, man. Greatest years of wrestling were with Hulk Hogan. Got fired for something he said. Everything's PR nowadays. Everything is PR, man. It's ridiculous. All right, man. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching this. What are your thoughts on this situation of the Hulk Hogan? And you guys have a great day. Peace.